Today, let's dive into one of the greatest adventure stories ever told, Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. At its heart, it's a simple story, really. It's a high-stakes, absolutely audacious race against time with an unbelievable prize just waiting at the finish line. And what was that prize? 20,000 pounds. You have to understand, back in 1872, that was a mind-boggling fortune. We're talking millions of dollars in today's money. It was a sum so big, everyone thought the wager was completely impossible. But this story is so much more than just a trip around the world. It's really a test, you know? It's human ingenuity and perfect order going up against the sheer chaos of the world itself. The big question is simple. Can one man's rigid, clockwork precision actually conquer the entire globe? And this is our guy, Phileas Fogg. He is a man of meticulous, almost obsessive habits, basically a human clock. But for Fogg, that massive pile of cash is almost an afterthought. What's really driving him, what's really on the line, is his honor. So the whole thing kicks off right here, at the Reform Club in London. They're all talking about a new railway in India, and Fogg just casually makes this incredible claim. He can circle the entire globe in just 80 days. Of course, his colleagues laugh at him, and just like that, the bet is on. A fortune, sure, but way more important, a gentleman's entire reputation is now hanging in the balance. All right, now let's jump forward 80 days. Fogg has crossed continents, he's survived storms, he's even rescued a princess. He is right on the edge of victory, back on English soil, but just as he's about to claim his prize, everything, and I mean everything, goes wrong. And this part is just brutal. The second he steps onto the dock in Liverpool, he gets arrested by Detective Fix, this guy who's been chasing him the whole time. Fogg gets thrown in jail. By the time they catch the real crook and let him go, the clock has pretty much run out. He hires a special train, but it's just not enough. He gets to London 5 minutes past the deadline. 5 minutes. The book just captures that crushing feeling so perfectly. After literally going around the world and doing what no one thought was possible, he failed by a measly 300 seconds. In Fogg's mind, it's all over. He's completely ruined financially because he spent almost all his money on the journey itself. He just locks himself away, totally convinced that his life of precision and honor has just ended in total humiliating defeat. But of course, this isn't the end of the story, because in his absolute darkest hour, when all hope seems lost, Fogg is about to discover a prize he never even knew he was looking for. So Fogg tells Ayuda, the woman he saved back in India, that he's completely ruined. He thinks he has absolutely nothing left to offer her. But her reply, it says everything. She doesn't feel sorry for him because he lost his money. She feels sorry for him because he's alone. She sees the man, not the wager. And this is the real turning point. Ayuda, in a move that was just incredible for that era, proposes to him. And in that one moment, the precise, unemotional shell of Phileas Fogg just cracks wide open. He realizes he's won something so much bigger than 20,000 pounds. He's found love. He's completely overjoyed. He immediately sends his loyal servant, Passepartout, to go arrange the wedding. The plan is to get married the very next day, which, of course, everyone in the house just assumes is a Monday. And this one simple errand, well, it's about to change absolutely everything. Because when Passepartout gets to the Reverend's house to make the arrangements, he finds out something incredible. Tomorrow isn't Monday, it's Sunday, which means today isn't Sunday, it's Saturday. They haven't lost the wager. They actually arrived a full day early and they still have time to make it. So you're probably asking, how on earth could a man as meticulous as Fogg make a mistake that huge? Well, the answer is all about the direction he was traveling. Because he kept moving east toward the sun, he was gaining 4 minutes for every single degree of longitude he crossed. Add that all up over a trip around the globe and it comes out to exactly 24 hours. He had gained a whole day and never even realized it. Passepartout sprints back, bursts through the door, and tells them the news. And just like that, the quiet despair in Fogg's house just explodes into this frantic, desperate race. They have a whole day's advantage, but only 10 minutes to actually use it. And that all leads us to the final, absolutely heart-pounding conclusion. The money is back on the table, sure, but now the story is really asking us a much bigger question about what winning really means. What happens next is just a mad dash across London. Fogg, without even thinking, gets practically kidnapped by his own servant, shoved into a cab, and they just tear through the city on their way to the Reform Club. They burst through those doors just as the clock is ticking down the very last seconds. At the 57th second of the final minute, Phileas Fogg appears in the doorway and wins the impossible wager. He actually did it. He went around the world in 80 days. But here's the real kicker. He wins the £20,000. Then he subtracts his travel expenses, which were a whopping £19,000. So his net profit from this insane, life-changing adventure, just £1,000. So yeah, he barely broke even. He risked everything he had for what turned out to be a pretty small chunk of change, which really makes you ask, if it wasn't about the money, what did he actually get out of all this? Well, the man who left London as this solitary, robotic figure came back a completely different person. The journey cracked his shell open and taught him the value of real human connection. He found a true friend in Passepartout, and most important of all, he found love with Ouda. And the book's final lines really answer the question perfectly. On paper, it seemed like he brought back nothing, but in reality, he brought back the one thing his perfectly structured life was missing: genuine happiness. And that's the question the story really leaves us with, isn't it? Is success measured by the destination you reach and the prize you win, or is it measured by the person you become along the way? That's definitely a thought worth holding on to. Thanks for joining me.